Welcome back to the Aimmee Koachaian and the Experts Show, where we bring some of the top experts in the world to help you transform your business and personal life. So, Stephanie, you
Yes.
are the co-host.
Yes, I
And
am.
what we're going to be talking about now?
Well, in this segment, we're going to talk about how to start your year with a clear vision for your business and personal life. And this is something I'm very interested in because I like to start the new year off with a bang. And Aimmee is going to share some great information with us about that because she has accomplished so much in her life with all of the things that she has done, and she's very driven and she works very, very hard. There's no one who works harder than Aimmee, let me tell you. And so I'm excited to hear what you're going to share with us today.
Yeah. So if you want to really have a clear vision in your life, first things that you need to put in front of you that you might be dealing with three different fears. Fear of unknown, fear of failure, and fear of success. And we have three segments. Each segment, I'm going to talk to you about different fear and how you could turn it around and get rid of your fear. Because in order to have a clear vision, you need to understand how to turn your fear around.
Right.
And most of the fears, they come from fear of judgment. Basically, all of the three fears that we deal with is the fear of judgment. And I'll be explaining to you how that works. Makes sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me share with you a story how I really overcame a fear of unknown. Okay? When I came to United States, I was just 25 years old with 10-year-old daughter. I didn't know how to speak English at all. I mean, if you think I have accent now, I'm so blessed now to be able to talk to you in English. I didn't know how to speak English at all. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a skill. I didn't have, I had family, but I wasn't raised with them. They did the best they could. But I didn't have a brother or a mother or a father to say, okay, this is your home. You could stay with us a year until you stand on your feet. Or I wasn't adopted by, refugees. People
Sure.
come here, they take, help from the government and everything. So I didn't have any of that. I had to go from home to home and sleep on couches in order to really stay in this country. Now, I had a fear. I was dealing with the unknown fear. I didn't know what's going to happen to me the next day. Not even the next day. How I'm going to find a meal at night. How I'm going to be staying in this country not knowing the language. So I was really, really dealing with fear, the unknown, where I'm going. I didn't want to go back to my country because, as many of you know, I lived in a war. And I didn't want to go back to that. No opportunity and no hope. So how I dealt with my fear. Every time I felt fear, I had to turn my fear into faith that everything is going to be okay. I'm going to take 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. I'm going to take deep breath, and everything is going to be just perfectly fine the way it's meant to be for me. I wasn't here by mistake. I didn't come here by mistake. And things is going to happen for me and my daughter somewhere in our journey. And I'm going to be protected. So every time I had a fear, I just had to believe in my heart, in my mind, that I'm going to keep my faith, that everything is going to be good. So if you turn your fear of unknown to faith, whatever your faith might be, I'm not telling you to believe something specifically. Just believe in your heart that you're not here by mistake in this life, and you're not where you are by mistake. You're here because you're learning lessons, and things are gonna be just perfectly fine. And then I had to remind myself of my why. Another fear, it kicked in. I had to deal with it in a different way. Your why. Why is it that I need to continue? Your why is very important. Okay, my why is I wanted a better life for me and my daughter. I wanted to have an opportunity. I wanted to live somewhere. I don't have bomb dropping on me. I don't have to worry if my daughter went to school and she's not going to come back. I don't have to worry in the middle of the night that I have to wake up and pull my daughter out from sleep to go hide from the bomb. I did not want to worry about, there is no electricity 24, all the time. There is no water for us to drink at night when we need it. So that was my other why that drove me into take the unknown fear and saying, well, guess what? No matter what the unknown is, it's not going to be worse than when I was.
Where you were.
Where I
where you were.
So therefore, turning your fear into faith when you're going through something, and what again I'm going to repeat, doesn't have to be religion, does not have to be any of that stuff. All it matters is in your heart to believe that you are going to be okay. You are protected. You are loved. And everything is going to be good. I mean, you can just imagine how I was feeling having a daughter with me and people saying, how are you going to make it in this country? Well, I actually get offered a ticket to go back to my country because I didn't have a ticket to go back.
Were you tempted a little bit to do that?
No.
You weren't?
No.
You were determined.
I was determined. I'm like, okay, there is fear of unknown, but I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm going to be okay. So I turned my fear into faith. And again, your why is very important. What is your why? Ask yourself that question. That will help you to get rid of that fear. And this is how you connect the judgment with your fear. You're always connecting with the unknown. Is somebody's going to judge me? Is somebody's going to look at me that failure? It's somebody, the judgment of yourself. It could take you to fear. So judgment always connect with fear. In my personal experience, my journey, I studied myself. I studied that what did I do to get where I am today? How did I overcome my fears of the unknown, fear of failure, and fear of success?
Right.
How did I overcome that? So I studied myself, and I find out that in each one of those fears, there is always fear of judgment.
That's so true.
What happened is the unknown, you're judging yourself by saying you don't trust yourself
to make
that
it.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah, right.
That's the judgment.
Right.
So if you're judging yourself, you are in the fear, stuck, and you can't explore your opportunities. You cannot have clear vision going on in your life. So if you want to start to have a clear vision, start with those 3 fears, which we are going to talk about it in the next 2 segments. I'm going to share with you more insights and more things that I learned throughout my journey that helped me with my fear and judging myself. So
that's really powerful stuff.
is it?
And you also you've taught before, I know, that when you have those negative feelings, those negative emotions, you replace it
Yes.
with positive things.
I replaced all my negative thoughts into positive thoughts.
Yes.
So it's basically you have to push yourself to teach yourself to be your own teacher. And I talk about your own best friend.
Right.
So in the next couple segments, we're going to talk about fear of failure and fear of success. How's that sound?
Fear of failure and fear of success. Wow. Yeah. So please stay tuned and watch our next segment.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.